In the Scottish Highlands, between the island of Lewis and the Shant Islands, there is a stretch of water named the Minch. It's a beautiful area with stunning mountain views and wildlife including eagles, dolphins and whales. Many ships pass by on their way from the mainland to the more remote, more isolated areas that dwell in the group of islands. But there's something else that lurks beneath the waves, watching the boats as they pass over, licking their lips as their eyes follow the hulls, just waiting for a call. They would seem like people to those unlucky few that saw them, in all but a few respects. Their skin is a deep, dark blue colour, so dark you'd hardly notice one in the water if it were to skitter past your ship. Their hair is a deep green, and they have bushy beards, easily mistaken for seaweed in the rough, choppy waves that lap your vessel. In the dark, cold nights, sailors would swap stories of their sightings. The blue men with the long grey faces that would seem to float along in the tide, long, restless arms rising above the waves, always seeming just out of reach, but never getting further away, until they dip under the waves without warning, never to be seen again. On calm days, some see them skimming just under the water's surface, lying with their face to the sky and their arms folded across their chest, eyes closed as if they are sleeping. Lucky sailors, the ones who made it back to shore to tell the tales of the blue men of the Minch. It is not known where they come from. Some say they are descendants from marooned slaves who bonded with the water to ensure their survival. Some say they are fallen angels, part of a larger group that fell from the heavens, splitting into three as they dropped. Some landed on the land and became fairies, caring for the woodlands and meadows. Some landed in the sky and became dancers, their shoes throwing lights and colours in the northern skies. The third group fell into this small, tempestuous stretch of water and took the blue hue from the sea unto themselves and bonded themselves with the waves. It is said that they control the storms, and when the waves rise high and the winds blow strong, it is the blue men dancing within the tides, and when the water is clear and smooth like glass, it is the blue men sleeping, floating peacefully under the briny surface. Tales of their voices, conversations heard in a language familiar to the listener, reports of screeching laughter as a boat capsizes, surrendering the occupants to the mercy of the howling cackles. Rarer still, the tales of those who survived a visit from Shoney, the fiercest of the Highland storm kelpies. Shoney, it said, is the leader of the blue men of the Minch. The locals to the islands know to treat him with respect. Him, the ruler of the stretch of sea that is all at once their provider and their captor, cut off as they are from all others, surrounded by the fickle expanse of ocean that remains his domain. They would pay tribute to his honour, pouring ale into the sea to appease him, leaving candles burning in their shrines to give him his due. Most of the time this worked, Innocent sails would slip by unmolested by the tendril tides, but when the dark moods descend, whole sailboats can be swallowed up in the maw of the Minch. A visit from Shoney was sure death, in all but rare occasions. But rare is not never, and some men manage to mollify the marred of the Minch. One such sea captain sailed the stretch on a still night, the silver of the moon shining to light his way. He turned to view a sight not seen by many who can tell the tale later. As a group of blue-hued men rose from the sea, their torsos risen from the depths as they looked to be standing upright in the unfathomable depths of the ocean. The largest and nearest, his grey cap the most embellished, opened his mouth to say, "Man of the black cap, what do you say as your proud ship cleaves the brine?" The quick-thinking captain shortly replied, "My speedy ship takes the shortest way, and I'll follow you line by line." Shoney's brow lifted to hear such a retort, calling out, "My men are eager, my men are ready to drag you below the waves." To which the captain replied, "My ship is speedy, my ship is steady. If it sank, it would wreck your caves." This seemed to take the kelpie by surprise, and as one the group departed, allowing the ship safe passage through their waters. It is unknown how many ships were piloted by less sharp-witted men, whose corpses now litter the depths of the passage only known as the Minch.